Hey all, welcome again. Here we are in our next specialty exam preparation. So get ready for the Certified Solidworks Professional Advanced Surfacing exam. Actually, earning this certification proves that you have the cutting-edge skills that businesses need actually, and these skills will help you to stand out in a competitive job market. In these tutorials, I'm going to review the key concepts and the techniques that to help you tackle the CSWPA surfacing exam with confidence. As you see on the screen, I've listed a couple of commands that you will see in the real exam, and you need to have a practice before taking the real exam. Actually, this exam is very tough and tougher than other exam types because you have only 90 minutes to complete an exam, and you will have 19 questions, and overall 255 points. You need to have 190 points in order to pass the exam. So it's a very challenging exam, and you need to have an understanding of surfacing tools, and also you should have a lot of practices before taking the real exam. In these tutorials, I'm going to review the key concepts and the techniques that you might need in the real exam. I prepared a couple of questions based on my exam practice. Actually, I've passed this exam with full point, like 260, what I believe. Yeah, there is a bonus point as well in the exam. Overall, it is 255, but you might see bonus point as well. So I just tackled that bonus point as well and hit the 260 points with full mark. So I'm here to help you, and also I would like to ask you to support my channel. And if you have a question, please comment. I'm happy to answer your comments. And don't forget to turn on the bell notifications, because I'm going to share a couple of tutorials regarding surfacing and all other specialty exams. Okay, let's get started. Our first question. Okay, so I decided that it's best to have a practice in order to learn the one command. So I've prepared a couple of practice questions. So in this question, we are going to learn fillet surfaces and also planar surfaces, and we use trim surfaces, trim command as well. And at the end, in the real exam, you need to modify the surface, and then you need to create a solid part at the end. And the question will be, what is the mass of the part? So you need to measure the mass of the part as always. Okay, so on the part, the labeled one on the left side, as you see, it's just surface part again, but on the right side is a surface, but we need to modify the surface in order to create this shape. And in order to do that, we have a couple of dimensions. So we need to cut surface like that. We have a radius 100, and we have a distance 120 from the center line of the part, and we have a coincident relationship over here, and we need to create that area, that part, and this side is just extra information. We need this information to take into consideration the top plane. Okay, so let's get started from our base part. In this part, let's try to add what I believe we need to add in the top plane. So this is top plane. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a 3-point circle, a 3-point arc. Actually, let's try to add over here. So let's try to write dimension. In this case, it's 100. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and create a line from here to here. Right click, let's make construction. Okay, this is what I believe we need to use revolved surfaces. Okay, let's try to get the line from here to this side. It's 120 in this case, 120, and also we have a relationship. Let's try to add the relationship, and we need to add a line from here to here. This is a kind of reference line. I like to add a reference line all the time. Right click, and let's make this construction. Let's make this horizontal relation, add a horizontal relationship. Okay, this is done. So as you see, I've added the sketch on top plane for revolve surfaces. So now I'm going to surface tab. In order to activate surface tab, just right click over here, go tabs and select surfaces over here. Okay, let's go to revolve surface. I'm gonna go ahead and create the select the axis of revolution. In this case, it will allow me to create a ball-like shape. In order to cut the surface, given surface, I'm gonna go ahead and create click OK. So since we have cut in both side, I will add the same, or I will use a new command like move surfaces. You might need in the exam as well. Let's go ahead and click move surfaces, and over here in X direction I'll type 120 240. So 120 is from the center of the circle to the center of this part, so overall 240, in order to copy this to the other side. And make sure that you selected copy. Let's click OK. As you see, we copied the part on this side. So now I'm gonna go to surfaces tab, and I'll select trim surface, and over here, oops, okay, after this, then let's just select, because I've accidentally selected this. Okay, now I'll, instead of standard trim type, I'll go ahead and select mutual trim. This you might need this option in the exam. Just it's a good practice now. I'm gonna go ahead and click all three surface, and I will keep selections. I'll click over here, and I'll keep this selection, and I'll go ahead and click OK. So then I don't need this surface anymore. I'll just hide them. As you see, I cut the surface like that. So next part, this is how you need to use trim tool in the real exam as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to fill these areas. So if you see the areas like that, you might need to use the filled surface. You can use boundary surface as well, but over here it's best to use what I believe the filled surface. Let's go ahead and because everywhere is closed, you will need exactly the same practice in the real exam, depending on the complexity and shape of the part. Actually, a boundary surface has more powerful is more powerful tool, but we will see the practices regarding boundary surface in the later video tutorials. Okay, patch boundary. I'm gonna go ahead and click over here and over here, and we just need to select the edges of the surface in order to patch. As you see, we have a preview. You might see the preview, and in the exam you will see the couple of settings like apply to all edges, what type of patch boundary contact. So we might have a contact, tangent, and curvature. I will practice all these three in the later tutorials. Okay, let's go ahead and click OK. As you see, patch the boundary as it is expected. So this is beautiful. So we'll apply the same over this surface as well. I'm gonna go ahead and click over these edges, not this edge. Okay, I'm just deselect that. Let's click over here. Let's click over here. So we patch the surface, all the settings the same. Let's click OK. Okay, so we have changed the part as it's expected from this question. Okay, let's go ahead and see what is the next question then. Okay, in the next question we need to modify the previous question, like this label 1 as you see, and we need to create the solid geometry, and we need to measure the mass of the part. So in order to do that, we need to have a cap of both sides of this part. We will add a planar surfaces, And the next we'll add a couple of fillets, and before going in next question, a couple of fillets. So we'll use a thicken command in order to get a solid geometry. Okay, let's go ahead and try to use this. Planar surfaces, you will definitely see in the real exams. Just try to get practice. It's easy. You just need to select one by one, or easier, just rectangular box selection. You might see. Okay, we don't need to. Let's clear all. Just over here, as you see from this side, let's rotate the part and have a rectangular selection. So we have a cap. Let's click OK. These are bounding entities, and as you see, the surface is full now. So we can use thicken command, but before using a thicken command, you need to knit the surface. Okay, let's go ahead and click knit surface, and let's select all. Let's click OK. So you just uncheck the gap control. You again, these options will be available in the real exam. So what type of options you need, like merge entities, create solid, gap control, and so on. So you can go ahead and click create solid. If you see this option, it means your boundaries of the part is good. So you have created enclosed boundaries, so you can create a solid based on this. So you don't need to use a thicken command. But before doing that, I just want to show you one thing. Let's click OK. So knit surface, as you see, there is a difference between knit surface, and in the edge is like in black color. If I go back, you will see over here edge is like shown in a different color. Like it says that these surfaces they don't join together, so they don't knit together. So we need to knit them. In order to do that, we just use knit command. As you see, these surfaces they have a joint together. So you can use now fillet command. That's what I want to show to you. In order to use fillet command, you need to knit surfaces together. Okay, let's go ahead and click fillet. Based on the requirements, so we need to use the radius 12, 8 fillets to 8 sides. Okay, let's go ahead and click over here. As you see the preview, you can just select this 8. Oh, not this one. Let's go ahead and delete this. Okay, you need to select at the beginning, actually, in order to select 8 edges at a time. Okay, let's click OK. Okay, this is how you need to use the fillet commands. So again, let's go ahead and use the fillet command again. So because we need to have a radius 1.5, I'm gonna go ahead and change this 1.5, and I'll go ahead and select all like that. It will take some time to grab all the edges and apply the fillet to all edges. So let's click OK, and I'm gonna go ahead and change the fillet to 10 to 12 because I forgot to change. It should be 12. Let's click OK. Okay, as you see, this part is full surface, right? So let's go ahead and click over here and change to the right. Let's click over here. So you need to use the section view command in the exam to analyze your part, just to make sure that everything is as expected. Okay, this is great. Now let's click over here. Then you can use the thicken command over here in order to add the required thickness. Let's go ahead and click thicken. Let's select the part. So you have a couple of ways. Create solid from enclosed volume. You can create a solid as well, just full solid from using thicken command, or you might have a couple of options in the exam, like thicken side 1, like outside, as you see, or both side. It will decrease. So and inside. So let's try to add the thicken 1.5 in this way. Okay, let's check outside. As you see, add the take a command to outside. Let's go to inside. In this case, it depends on the requirement of the question. So let's click over here, and again I'm gonna go to section views. Let's click over here, and you will see that the thickness of the part applied to everywhere. Okay, this is how you need to do in the real exam, and then at the end you need to go ahead and check the mass properties. So mass in grams, because we have not specified the material, so you need to specify the material. Let's go ahead and click ABS and polycarbonate alloy over here, and you need to go again over here. The mass 39.03 grams. Okay, this is what I like, and you might see in the real exam at the end you need to create the from solid in surfaces you generally create the plastic parts. In mold making exam as well, so I will use the same part in mold making exam in order to create the mold pattern of this geometry, core and cavity, you will see. And just be patient. After these surfacing exam, I'll go and move to, because in mold making exam you need to use some surface tools, so therefore I decided to prepare tutorials regarding surfacing exam. Okay everyone, so I believe we need to move on the next question in our next tutorial. Thank you.